Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets. Today, we're zipping through some of the freshest tech news that dropped just this week. We've got everything from AI's hilariously human-like math struggles to Apple's foldable phone future, new Google Pixels, and even a look at a robot Olympics.
It's a packed agenda for sure.
Yeah.
And we'll try to unravel what's really important and what these updates mean for you, whether you're prepping for a big meeting or just curious about the world of tech.
Okay, let's unpack this first one. You know those sci-fi movies where AI takes over the world? Well, sometimes it seems like it can't even tell us how long ago 1995 was.
Right.
Seriously, Google's AI overviews had some very public math struggles recently. People were asking a pretty simple question. Was 1995 30 years ago? Now, given the current year is 2025, the answer is yes, simple math.
Should be straightforward, yeah.
But AI overviews frequently got it wrong. It gave answers like 29 years ago, or sometimes even this like garbled response that somehow mixed up 29 and 30 years.
That's messy.
Yeah, and Mashable was able to replicate these inconsistent and incorrect results, too. So it wasn't just a one-off weird thing. And this isn't, the first time either. Google's AI overviews has a bit of a history of being confidently wrong. Like inventing meanings for idioms that don't exist, getting historical years mixed up, even misstating NFL rules during a game. It kind of makes you wonder.
Well, what's fascinating here is these moments really remind us that while AI is incredibly powerful and it's advancing so quickly, it still has some, let's say, fundamental limitations.
Basic math?
Exactly. Especially with the kind of reasoning that we humans often just take for granted. 2025 minus 1995, for us, that's direct logic.
Right.
For these models, it's often more about pattern matching and pulling data. If that data is ambiguous or the reasoning path isn't quite solid, you get these, well, silly but important errors.
So maybe hold off on the panic about Schwarzeneggerian domination for a bit.
Yeah, I think so. Despite all the warnings you hear about AI taking jobs or filling our feeds with slop, these simple mistakes show it's still a long way from, true general intelligence. The main takeaway for you, the listener, has to be always double-check AI-generated info. Always. Especially facts, figures, calculations.
Break out the calculator.
Maybe not always the calculator, but definitely break out your critical thinking cap. When something feels a bit off, it's an assistant, not an oracle.
Good point. So it seems our own brains still have a place in the equation, at least for now. Now let's switch gears. Here's where it gets really interesting. When AI tries to help us with something deeply personal, like journaling.
Oh yeah, this is a tricky area.
Google and Apple are both diving in, but it sparks a really fascinating debate. So Apple has its Journal app. It uses on-device machine learning, meaning it's supposed to happen just on your phone to give you prompts.
Based on your phone's content.
Yeah, exactly. Contacts, photos, music, workouts, even your location data. But a writer at The Verge mentioned having this real ick reaction. They recalled Apple's Memories feature once randomly resurfacing a photo of their mother's open casket.
Oof. Yeah, that shows the disconnect, doesn't it? The algorithm sees data points, not necessarily the sensitive human context.
Right. And it makes you think, even if it's on device, how comfortable are you with an algorithm poking around in your most personal stuff to suggest journal topics?
Especially for those big feelings, grief, anxiety, breakups. That's where privacy feels paramount. You don't want that feeling of being processed.
And then you've got Google's Journal app, which leans even harder into AI.
How so?
AI-powered prompts, sure, but also summaries of your entries, even mood emojis based on what you write each day.
Summaries, wow.
Yeah. Google says the intention is to make journaling easier. Simplify the writing, overcome the inconvenience of staring at a blank page.
And this raises that important question, is easier always better? Especially for something like self-reflection.
Exactly. That's the core of the debate.
The Verge piece made a strong counter-argument. Journaling isn't supposed to be easy or convenient. Wrestling with that blank page, forcing yourself to articulate thoughts. That's kind of the entire point.
Right.
They quoted that book, 4,000 Weeks, Time Management for Mortals. It says something like, it isn't really the thought that counts, but the effort, which is to say, the inconvenience. When you render the process more convenient, you drain it of its meaning.
That's a powerful quote. It resonates. I mean, when I actually write things down, handwriting them, it forces a different kind of thinking. Slower, maybe more deliberate.
And there's research suggesting handwriting aids memory retention too. The physical act, the slowness. It engages different parts of the brain compared to typing.
But okay, play devil's advocate for a sec. What about someone who's genuinely intimidated by a blank page? Couldn't an AI prompt be like a helpful starting point?
Yeah.
Get them over that initial hurdle.
That's a fair point. For some, maybe it is a useful entry ramp, a way to just start. But the risk is that you bypass the struggle. And that struggle, that wrestling with your own thoughts without an algorithm guiding you, that's arguably where a lot of the growth happens. It builds critical thinking, maybe helps process emotions more deeply.
And the AI summary thing.
Yeah, that feels different too. Sifting through your own old entries, rediscovering thoughts, seeing your own journey, that's like finding, as they said, a message in a bottle. An AI summary just gives you the Cliff's Notes. It might miss the nuances, the personal resonance.
Plus the privacy thing again.
Absolutely. That feeling that nothing connected to the internet ever feels truly yours, especially for really deep personal stuff. It could lead to self-censorship, right? Which kind of defeats the purpose of journaling, honestly.
It really makes you wonder, yeah, are we sacrificing something valuable when we automate away the struggle everywhere? Something to think about.
All right, let's switch gears from philosophical AI to some shiny new hardware you might be carrying soon.
Okay, hardware time.
First up, the one everyone's been talking about forever, the foldable iPhone.
The white whale. Exactly. Well, reports are now saying Apple's first foldable iPhone is actually launching maybe fall 2026. And it's described as a book-style foldable.
So like the Samsung Fold, opens vertically into a tablet.
Precisely. Opens into a small tablet.
Yeah.
And the details are interesting. 4 cameras. 2 on the back, 1 inside, 1 on the front.
4, okay.
And here's a twist. Touch ID. Built into the power button, apparently, instead of Face ID.
Oh, interesting. Why?
The report suggests it's to keep the device really thin, like between 9 and 9.5 millimeters when folded.
Wow, okay, that is thin for a foldable. That addresses a big complaint people have. Makes sense.
And they mentioned new screen tech, too, right, to make the crease less visible.
Yeah, exactly. That's another big hurdle they seem to be tackling. Less visible crease. Also, it'll apparently feature Apple's own C2 modem, their custom chip, and it'll be eSIM only. No physical SIM slot.
eSIM only. Okay, that seems to be the direction Apple's heading anyway.
And this foldable isn't just like a random product. It's reportedly part of a bigger 3-year plan. Apple has to sort of reinvent the iPhone. A 3-year plan. Tell me more.
Starts with the iPhone 17 Air, supposedly coming this September, then the foldable iPhone in 2026, and then, get this, a curved glass iPhone 20 in 2027.
Curved glass. Wow. Okay, so they're really planning some major design shifts and connecting this foldable to that bigger picture. That 3-year overhaul signals a pretty major shift, doesn't it? It shows where Apple thinks the future of mobile is heading, especially at the high end.
Definitely feels like they're aiming for the premium foldable market currently dominated by Android players.
Yeah, and the expected price tag reflects that. Potentially close to $2,000.
$2,000. Woo.
Yeah, right in line with those other premium Android foldables.
Yeah.
It's clearly targeting that luxury segment first.
So a Halo product maybe? Or do you think they see real volume there eventually?
Probably starts as a Halo product, shows off their engineering. But Apple's ecosystem is powerful. If they integrate it well, make compelling software for that form factor, they can definitely pull users into that premium tier, even at that price.
Makes sense. Okay, speaking of new phones, Google just dropped their latest Pixel lineup.
Oh yes, the Pixel 10s.
Pixel 10, Pixel 10 Pro, and a Pixel 10 Pro XL, all powered by Google's new Tensor G5 chip.
And they're promising some serious performance boosts there, right?
Yeah, they claim 60% better TPU performance, that's their AI chip, and 34% faster CPU. Big numbers.
That TPU boost is key, given how much they're pushing AI features.
Absolutely. And what's really interesting is the base Pixel 10. Big upgrade this year. It gets a triple camera system for the first time.
Triple camera on the base model. Nice.
Yeah, and includes 5x optical zoom, all for $799. That feels pretty competitive.
That's a lot of camera and AI power for under $800. Google's definitely making a statement there.
For sure. The Pro models, naturally, get even better cameras, 50MP main, 48MP ultra-wide, 48MP 5x telephoto, faster apertures for low light, up to 100x zoom.
Better low light is always welcome.
Plus bigger batteries. The Pro XL has a huge 5,200 milliamp battery, 45W wired charging, and higher pixel density screens.
Solid upgrades across the board for the pros.
And they all share these new AI camera tools like Ask Photos, Auto Best Take, Camera Coach, and new software tricks like Magic Q, Voice Translate, Take a Message.
A lot of AI packed in there.
Plus a new magnetic accessory system called Pixel Snap. The only real catch seems to be the AI Pro subscription. Pixel 10 gets a 1-month trial, The Pro models get a year included.
Ah, the subscription angle. Yeah, that differentiates the tiers. But what's fascinating here is Google's clear push to make advanced AI features really accessible across the entire lineup, even if there's a subscription nuance later.
Yeah, it feels like AI is just becoming table stakes.
Totally. It's a glimpse into how deeply AI will keep weaving into our everyday devices. And a small but good note, the Pixel Watch 4 is apparently more repairable now, too.
Oh, that's great. Easier screen and battery swaps.
Seems so. Accessible screws.
Yeah.
Small thing, but really consumer-friendly. Always good to see.
Definitely a win. Okay, let's talk about something a little more metal.
Robots.
Yep. Ever thought about Robot Olympics?
Can't say I have, but I'm intrigued.
Well, it just happened. The first ever World Humanoid Robot Games held in China.
No way. What kind of events?
All sorts. Kickboxing, soccer, track and field, but also real-world stuff like cleaning and climbing stairs.
Kickboxing robots. Okay, now I need to see this.
Huh. And apparently it was quite the mix of impressive and hilarious. China's own Unitree won the most medals, 4 goals in track and field alone.
So some are actually good.
Oh, yeah. But there were also some spectacular fails. Reports mention brutal knockouts in kickboxing, robots just flopping over on the racetrack,
Oh dear.
and apparently painful pileups on the soccer field where robots fell over one another like dominoes.
With dominoes. That's quite a visual.
Right, and they said humans had to keep running out to clear the fallen robots off the field. Comedy gold.
Well, this raises an important question, doesn't it? Beyond the entertainment, what's the practical application here? These games showcase the advances, sure, but also, clearly, the limitations.
Falling over like dominoes isn't exactly confidence-inspiring.
Exactly. But China is really pushing this. They're seen as a front runner in this whole humanoid robot frenzy. It's got government support, AI advancements, strong manufacturing.
And they predict China will have the most humanoids in use by 2050.
That's the prediction, yeah. And the driving force isn't just tech enthusiasm, it's practical needs. Developed nations are facing chronic worker shortages, aging labor forces.
So robots are seen as a solution to that.
A potential solution, yes. And blending tech with entertainment, like these games by Unitree, is actually seen as a serious strategy.
How so?
It's about commercialization, making robots seem less alien, more engaging, maybe even fun. Could smooth the path to getting them into households eventually, make people more accepting.
That's clever, actually, but how far off is that, really, if they're still doing domino pileups in soccer?
Yeah, estimates vary wildly. Some say 3 to 5 years for robots doing certain simple household tasks. Others say it'll be decades before they're like the robots you see in movies, capable of complex, nuanced stuff.
So don't fire my Roomba just yet.
Probably not. But it's important to note, humanoids are already working on factory floors, doing repetitive tasks, dangerous jobs. That's happening now.
Right.
And if battery life and efficiency keep improving, they could be as cost-effective as human workers for certain jobs by, say, 2035.
Okay, so the factory floor first, then maybe our living rooms eventually.
That seems like the trajectory.
Yeah.
So, yeah, get ready for robot soccer highlights, but maybe hold off inviting one over for dinner just yet.
Got it. Okay, finally, let's round out our tech tour with a bit of courtroom drama.
Always some legal battles brewing in tech.
Because where there's innovation, there's often lawsuits. And Elon Musk is back in the headlines. This time, he's suing some big names.
Who's he taking on now?
Apple and OpenAI. His company, XAI, along with X Corp, filed a lawsuit.
Against both?
Yeah.
Wow. What's the claim?
The core claim is pretty big, alleging Apple and OpenAI are colluding to stifle competition and maintaining illegal monopolies.
Through the ChatGPT integration on iPhone.
Exactly. Through their deal to integrate ChatGPT into the iPhone via Apple Intelligence, Musk also claims Apple's App Store is deprioritizing rival chatbots and super apps.
Including his own Grok and X, presumably.
You got it. He'd actually threatened legal action before over App Store rankings, so maybe not a total surprise. The argument in the lawsuit is basically that if ChatGPT becomes the default AI assistant with Apple Intelligence, iPhone users will have no reason to download other AI apps.
Giving OpenAI potentially huge access to user prompts and dominating the market on iOS.
That seems to be the crux of it, yeah. Billions of user prompts.
Well, this really highlights the intense competition, doesn't it? The
Yeah.
stakes are just incredibly high in the AI race right now. Market share, data access, it's huge.
Have Apple or OpenAI responded?
They have. OpenAI's spokesperson basically called it part of Mr. Musk's ongoing pattern of harassment.
Ouch.
And Apple had previously stated its App Store is designed to be fair and free of bias. So, standard defenses. But the battle lines are drawn.
So what happens now? What could this mean for AI development?
It's tough to say. These legal fights can drag on. Sometimes they force more transparency or prevent genuinely anti-competitive stuff, which could help smaller players.
Or they could just slow everything down with legal costs and uncertainty.
That too.
Yeah.
It's definitely part of a bigger picture, though. You see, XAI open sourcing its older Grok model, planning Grok 3, Meta partnering with Midjourney.
And Apple's even talking to Google, right, about using Gemini.
Exactly. Apple reportedly talking to Google about using Gemini AI to power a new Siri. It shows even the giants are looking outside for the best tech. It's a really complex web of partnerships and fierce rivalries right now.
It just goes to show you, yeah, the race for AI dominance isn't just happening in labs or on our phones. It's very much in the courts, too. It makes you wonder who will come out on top. And as we wrap up our bite-sized tech session today, maybe think about this. In a world where AI can make these simple math mistakes, but also offer to summarize your deepest thoughts, where new hardware like Foldables keeps pushing boundaries, and even robots are competing in games, how do we as users navigate that line? That line between embracing all this cool innovation and, safeguarding our privacy, our authenticity, even our own critical thinking skills.
It's a big question.
Yeah.
And one we'll probably keep revisiting.
Definitely something for all of us to chew on. Thanks for tuning in to Bite-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.